My children, lean in close, for I have a weighty matter to discuss with you. A question echoes through the ages, whispered on the winds of tribulation, cried out in moments of despair. Why? Why does suffering exist? Why does the world groan beneath the weight of hardship, injustice, and pain? The tapestry of existence is woven with threads of both exquisite beauty and profound sorrow, and many question the hand that guides the loom. Understand this, my children. The world faces challenges not as punishment, but as a crucible. I did not create a world of perfect, static bliss, for within such a realm, there would be no growth, no evolution of the spirit, no true understanding of love or joy. Imagine a garden filled only with eternally blooming flowers, never touched by the changing seasons, never requiring tending. Beautiful, perhaps, but ultimately stagnant, lacking the dynamic vitality of life itself. Suffering, though often unwelcome, is the catalyst for change, the impetus for growth. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, so too does the spirit through adversity. Recall the story of Job, a man whose faith was tested beyond measure. Stripped of his possessions, his family, and his health, he wrestled with the very questions that plague you now. Yet, in his anguish, he clung to his belief in a higher purpose, a divine plan. He emerged from the trial not broken, but refined, his spirit tempered like steel in the fires of hardship. This is not to say that suffering is inherently good or that I delight in your pain. Far from it. I weep with you. I feel the sting of every tear, the ache of every heartbreak. But I also see the potential for growth within each struggle, the opportunity for compassion, for resilience, for deeper connection with both myself and with one another. Consider the parable of the prodigal son. The younger son, blinded by a desire for immediate gratification, demands his inheritance and squanders it on reckless living. He experiences hunger, humiliation, and despair. It is only through this suffering, through hitting rock bottom, that he realizes the true value of his father's love and the depth of his own folly. He returns home, humbled and repentant, and is welcomed with open arms. This parable speaks to the transformative power of hardship. It is often in our darkest moments that we are most receptive to grace, most open to change, most willing to turn back towards the light. The challenges you face, both individually and collectively, are not random acts of cruelty. They are opportunities for spiritual evolution. They are the fertile ground in which compassion, empathy, and resilience can take root and flourish. The world is not perfect. It was not designed to be. It is a realm of constant change, a dynamic interplay of light and shadow, joy and sorrow. Embrace the challenges not with resignation but with courage and hope. Seek the lessons hidden within the struggles, the opportunities for growth and transformation. For within the very heart of darkness, the seeds of light are sown. Remember the words of the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. This is not a promise of an easy life, free from pain. It is a recognition of the profound spiritual growth that can arise from suffering, the deep well of empathy that is formed through shared experience. It is a testament to the enduring power of hope, the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, light will ultimately prevail. So, my children, do not despair. Do not be consumed by the challenges you face. Instead, seek the wisdom they offer, the opportunities for growth they present. For within every struggle, within every tear, lies the potential for profound transformation, a deeper understanding of love, and a closer connection to the divine. Trust in my plan even when you cannot comprehend it. Have faith in the power of your own spirit to overcome adversity. And know that I am always with you, walking beside you through the valleys of shadow, guiding you towards the light. Come closer, my children, for I have a parable to share, a story woven into the very fabric of existence. A king prepared a great feast, invitations sent far and wide, yet when the tables were laden with bounty, the invited guests offered excuses, their hearts set on other matters. One preoccupied with his newly acquired fields, another with his oxen, their earthly concerns eclipsing the king's gracious offer. What then did the king do? Did he shrug and accept their indifference? No. He sent his servants into the streets, to the highways and byways, to gather all who would come, the poor, the crippled, the blind, the lame. The wedding hall was filled with those who, in the eyes of the world, might have been deemed unworthy. This, my children, is the parable of the great banquet, and within its simple narrative lies a profound truth. It speaks not of earthly feasts, but of the banquet of my love, the eternal grace offered to all who will accept it. The initial invitations represent the call to righteousness, the opportunity to walk in my light. Yet, so often humanity becomes entangled in the distractions of the world, the pursuit of material possessions, the allure of fleeting pleasures. Like the invited guests who decline the king's invitation, they turn away from the true feast, the nourishment of the Spirit, the enduring joy of communion with the divine. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, I said. Yet how easily are these words forgotten amidst the clamor of earthly concerns. The parable also speaks to the boundless nature of my love, the inclusivity of my grace. Those who are often marginalized, overlooked, or judged unworthy by the world are precisely those I welcome with open arms. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest, I promised. This invitation is extended to all, regardless of their past, their perceived flaws, their social standing. The banquet hall of my love has no prerequisites, no entry fee, no dress code. All are welcome, all are embraced. The king's insistence that his hall be filled speaks to my desire for a deep and intimate relationship with each of you. I do not wish for empty seats at my table. My love is not a scarce resource, to be hoarded or reserved for a select few. It is an overflowing wellspring freely given to all who thirst for it. The lesson here, my children, is not to judge others' worthiness, for that is not your task. It is to examine your own hearts, to discern where your true priorities lie. Are you consumed by the fleeting distractions of the world, or are you seeking the enduring nourishment of my love? Are you turning away from my invitation, entangled in the pursuit of earthly possessions and fleeting pleasures? Or are you embracing the opportunity to join the feast, to partake in the boundless grace offered to all who will receive it? The choice, my children, is yours. Let us speak of a tree, my children, a tree unlike any other. Its roots run deep, entwined with the very fabric of creation. Its branches reach towards the heavens, bearing fruit both bitter and sweet. This tree, my children, is the tree of life, and its story is your story, the story of humanity's journey through the labyrinth of existence. I placed this tree in the Garden of Eden, a paradise of unparalleled beauty, a testament to my boundless love. And yet, within this paradise, I also placed a test, a single prohibition, a serpent whispering temptations of forbidden knowledge. Why, you might ask, would I introduce such a catalyst for potential downfall? Why not create a world devoid of temptation, a realm of perpetual innocence? Because, my children, true freedom lies not in the absence of choice, but in the conscious decision to choose good over evil, light over darkness. The serpent, the embodiment of deceit and temptation, promised enlightenment, a taste of the divine. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil, it hissed. But this promise was a lie, a gilded cage designed to ensnare the unwary. True knowledge, true understanding, does not come from disobedience, from grasping at forbidden fruit. It comes from surrender, from trust, from walking hand in hand with the divine. When Adam and Eve succumbed to the serpent's whispers, when they reached for the forbidden fruit, they did not ascend to godhood. Instead, they experienced a profound separation, a rupture in their connection with me, with themselves, and with the paradise that had been their home. This, my children, is the genesis of suffering, the root of the challenges that plague humanity. It is not a punishment inflicted upon you, but a consequence of choices made, a ripple effect echoing through the generations. By the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, I declared. These words were not a curse, but a recognition of the new reality, the arduous journey that lay ahead. The expulsion from Eden was not an act of retribution, but an act of love, a necessary step in the ongoing evolution of the human spirit. For just as a potter molds clay, shaping it into a vessel of beauty and purpose, so too does suffering shape and refine the soul. The challenges you face, the trials you endure, are not meant to break you but to strengthen you, to deepen your understanding of both joy and sorrow, to draw you closer to me. The tree of life, though now guarded by a flaming sword, still bears its fruit. The bitter fruit represents the hardships, the heartaches, the inevitable struggles of earthly existence. But the sweet fruit, the fruit of wisdom, compassion, and resilience, is also there for the taking. It is through embracing the challenges, through learning from your mistakes, through turning back towards the light, that you truly partake of the tree of life, that you discover the paradise that resides within your own heart. Let us speak of journeys, my children, journeys not of miles but of the Spirit, journeys fraught with peril yet brimming with untold promise. I speak of the Exodus, the arduous trek from the shackles of slavery to the promised land, a journey etched not just in the sands of time but upon the very tablets of your hearts. It began in darkness, in the oppressive grip of Pharaoh, a ruler whose heart was hardened against my voice, against the cries of my chosen people. They toiled beneath the yoke of bondage, their spirits crushed, their hopes dimmed. Yet even in the depths of despair, a flicker of faith remained, a spark awaiting the divine breath to ignite it into a roaring flame. And so I chose a shepherd, a man named Moses, to be my instrument, my voice in the wilderness. He stood before Pharaoh, demanding freedom for my people, wielding not the weapons of war but the power of my word. Let my people go, he declared, a command that echoed through the halls of power, shaking the very foundations of the Egyptian empire. But Pharaoh's heart remained hardened, his grip tightened, and the suffering of my people intensified. This, my children, is the crucible of faith, the testing ground where true belief is forged. It is easy to trust in my divine plan when life is smooth, when the path is clear. But what of those times when darkness descends, when the weight of the world seems unbearable? It is in these moments, in the crucible of adversity, that the true strength of your spirit is revealed. The plagues that I unleashed upon Egypt were not acts of vengeance, but rather demonstrations of my power, my unwavering commitment to my chosen people. Each plague, from the turning of the Nile to blood to the devastating hail, was a call to repentance, an opportunity for Pharaoh to soften his heart, to recognize the hand of the divine. Yet with each blow his defiance grew, his grip on my people tightened. Why, you might ask, did I not simply liberate my people with a single stroke of divine intervention? Why the prolonged suffering, the escalating conflict? Because, my children, true freedom is not merely the absence of physical bondage. It is the liberation of the spirit, the unshackling of the mind from the chains of fear and doubt. The Exodus was not just a physical journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. It was a spiritual journey, a transformation of consciousness, a forging of faith in the fires of adversity. The parting of the Red Sea, the miraculous escape from Pharaoh's pursuing army, was a pivotal moment, a testament to my power and my unwavering love for my people. Yet even as they stood on the shores of freedom, their journey was far from over. The wilderness stretched before them, a vast and unforgiving landscape, a testing ground for their newfound faith. They grumbled, they complained, they longed for the comforts of Egypt, forgetting the bitterness of slavery in their yearning for the familiar. This, my children, is the human condition. Even in the face of miraculous deliverance, you are prone to doubt, to fear, to longing for the past. The 40 years of wandering in the wilderness were not a punishment, but a purification, a stripping away of old habits, old ways of thinking. It was a time of preparation, a forging of a new identity, a nation born in the crucible of faith. The Promised Land, flowing with milk and honey, represents the ultimate goal, the fulfillment of my covenant, the realization of your divine potential. But it is not a destination to be reached without effort, without struggle. It is a reward earned through perseverance, through unwavering faith, through the transformative power of the journey itself. Let us speak of journeys, my children, not of those measured in miles or leagues, but of the far more profound journeys of the heart, the arduous and often winding paths that lead towards enlightenment. I see you, each of you, traversing these landscapes of the soul, navigating treacherous terrain, scaling towering peaks, and stumbling through shadowy valleys. The destination, my children, is not a place but a state of being, a communion with the divine, an understanding of the profound interconnectedness of all things. And the path, while unique to each individual, is paved with universal truths, timeless principles etched into the very fabric of existence. Consider the story of Moses, a shepherd called upon to lead his people out of bondage, out of the stifling grip of slavery. His journey, like yours, was fraught with challenges, with moments of doubt, with the temptation to turn back. He faced a formidable Pharaoh, the relentless pursuit of his oppressors, and the grumbling discontent of those he sought to lead. Yet, through it all, he persevered, guided by faith, by an unwavering belief in my divine plan. He ascended Mount Sinai, shrouded in mist and mystery, and there, amidst thunder and lightning, he received the 10 Commandments, the foundational principles of a righteous life. These commandments, my children, are not restrictive edicts designed to limit your freedom, but rather guideposts, illuminating the path towards a more fulfilling existence. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. These are not arbitrary rules, but reflections of the inherent dignity and worth of every human being. They are the building blocks of a just and compassionate society, the foundations of a life lived in harmony with the divine. Moses' journey, though epic in scale, mirrors your own internal struggles. The Pharaoh represents the obstacles you face, the internal and external forces that hinder your progress. The grumbling Israelites represent the doubts and fears that whisper in your ear, tempting you to abandon your quest. And Mount Sinai, that sacred mountain shrouded in mystery, represents the moments of profound connection with the divine, the glimpses of truth that illuminate your path. The journey towards enlightenment is not a linear progression, my children. There will be detours, setbacks, moments when you feel lost and disoriented. But do not despair. Do not succumb to the temptation to turn back. For I am always with you, walking beside you, guiding you through the valleys of shadow, leading you towards the light. Just as I guided Moses and the Israelites through the wilderness, so too will I guide you through the labyrinth of your own soul. Trust in my plan even when you cannot comprehend it. Have faith in the power of your own spirit to overcome adversity. And remember the words of the prophet Isaiah, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint."